Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a story time, and we're gonna jump back a few years ago to 2014 when I attended the Cannes Film Festival, and I got kissed unexpectedly by a British man. So, and how that all played out. So I was there. If you watch my old video, you know that I was there for an internship with a production company and having the time of my life at this amazing festival, seeing celebrities and feeling wealthy all the time. It was just so amazing, you guys. If you could ever go to the Cannes Film Festival, you definitely should. It's just something you'll never, you're just like indescribable how amazing it was and is, and I can't wait to go back. But so I was there to network because, as you guys know, I work in the media industry, and I was in college and I was trying to break in and all that kind of stuff. And so there's this bar called Le Petit Majestic, I think, and it was where we were told a lot of industry professionals were, and where they like to mingle and things like that. So after one of the premieres we went to, because you go to red carpet premieres, we went to the bar. And it was me and a couple of girls that were in the program with me as well. And we got a table, I remember. And I mean, I'm not a drinker really, so it was just kind of like, okay, well, cool, we're going out, you know, living it up in France. Fun. So we're all sitting there just like enjoying the atmosphere, like looking around. It's nighttime, just seeing what's happening and taking it all in. And then this guy sits down next to me. And you can visibly see that he's drunk. He looks like sweaty and disheveled and just like so strange. And I'm just like, ugh, what's going on? Like my face was just like, I don't know about this. But you know, I try to be polite, whatever. And so he's like drunk, as I said, and he starts to talk to me. Because the other girl that was sitting next to him, who was a friend as well, she was just like not very interested, and so he turned around to me and started talking to me, and I was like, oh, he's British, that's cool. I didn't expect to meet a British man in France. Like I thought I'd meet mostly Frenchmen, but because it's such an international film festival, you really are meeting people from all over the world. So he continues to talk, and he's just like, hello, what's your name? And I'm like, Rebecca. And he's like, oh, so lovely to meet you, Rebecca. Do you want a drink? And I'm like, no, I don't want to drink, you know, I don't really drink. And he's like, okay. And I think because he was just so inebriated, he was just going, you know, and he started to ask me like really like not nice questions. Like he was like, so do you like to stretch? And I was like, yeah, I guess, every now and again. And he's like, well, like, would you want to come back to my place and stretch? And I'm like, no, I really wouldn't. And he just kept going further and further and asking weird like fucking questions, and they were like sexual based, and I was just like, okay, you're drunk, you don't know what you're saying, but I've got to go, this is awkward. So like I alert my friends, and they were feeling weird too, so we all just got up and leave. And so when I was getting up, he like stopped me. I think he like held onto my arm or something like that. And yeah, he held on onto my arm, and I remember, so like I couldn't go. He was like, well, can I have a kiss or before you leave? And I was like thinking to myself, I was like, oh, well, you know, this is Europe and everyone does a double cheek kiss. So I thought like that's really what he was talking about. And I was like, well, I'm in France, whatever, like he's drunk, he's not like that harmful of a guy. And so I was like, okay, sure. So I go in for the double cheek, like my lips are going towards his cheek, and he turns his face and kisses my lips, and I'm just like, okay, great. And I reach my hand away from him and leave, and I was just like, what the hell? Like, and I was talking to my girlfriend, I was like, what is that? Like, why would you kiss me? Like, oh my god, so violated. Like, I wasn't trying to do that, but really, you know, I also just shouldn't have went in for the kiss at all, because clearly a drunk man, I mean, who knows, unpredictable. But I just thought it would be not like nothing would happen. And so I was like, okay. So then a few days later, or the next day, I can't even remember, we go to this party at the Radisson Blu. And so in America, the Radisson is a shit hotel. I really don't know anyone who's like staying there and like, you know, bragging about, oh, I'm at the Radisson. But in France, it was really nice. I think it was a more upscale, just like Best Western is upscale there as well. And just, I guess, the blue version of Radisson's like really nice. And I remember seeing AJ from 106 in Park there. And I was like, whoa, it's AJ, wow, where's free? But anyway, so I went to this rooftop party and it was so nice but so cold. And I remember talking to my friend, and out of the corner of my eye I saw the guy standing against a wall, and I was like, oh my god, Ashley, that is the guy. And she was like, no way, oh my god. And he like locks eyes with me and he looks like such a different person. Like, he's this handsome, attractive guy, like all up in the British glory that he looked, you know. And he just looks like, you know, quirky but like handsome guy, and like with piercing blue eyes. And I was just like, okay, here he comes to walk over. And he comes, and I'm just like, whoa, this is so weird. Like, I never in a billion years thought that I would see him again. And so he's like, oh, hello, Rebecca. Like, oh, excuse my British accent, so bad. He's like, oh, you know, I just want to apologize for the other night. I was so drunk, etc., etc. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. Like, you don't look drunk now. You look, you know, really great. And he's like, yeah, do you want to like sit down and talk? And I was like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, sure, whatever. Because he wasn't drunk and he looked really good, I was just like, well, okay. And so we talked and we got to know each other more, and like, you know, actually found out where each other is from and all that kinds of stuff. And this was like right at the beginning of the party. And so we ended up like, I ended up meeting his one friend who was like really handsome. And me and my friends, you know, partied the night away, and like he stayed around us with his other friend. And it's funny because like we were, how old was I? And so I was like 22. Yeah, I was 22. And he was like probably 30 something, but like, you know, whatever. And yeah, so I remember we just like had so much fun, and then I think we tried to get into this other club, and then it was weird, and then we just were like walking around Cannes and just like, you know, getting to know each other. My friend, like one of my close friends there, she like a British guy, or he was Scottish, I don't even know, talked to her. It was like wooing her with his accent. It was just like a crazy night in Cannes. And yeah, I just remember like me and him were on the Croisette, which is like the main street in Cannes for like where all the shops and stuff are. And we just like hung out with each other, and then yeah, we like became close so quickly. Nothing happened. We just like kissed or whatever. And then I remember he came to the beach with us, me and my girlfriends, another day. We were there, and like my girlfriends were like, oh my god, that's the guy from the bar. And I was like, I know. And they're like, oh my god, how did, like, he looks so nice now. And I was like, I know. And they're like, so how did that even happen? I was like, I don't know, it was just weird. It was so weird how it all happened. And then we spent one more day together, like one more afternoon together before we both left Cannes. And yeah, I mean, but I wasn't going to pursue anything with him because he lives in England and I live in America, and he's way older than me, and ultimately I just knew that it wasn't going to work the way that I'm built and what I'm looking for out of a significant other. But it was fun, you know, to be in Cannes. And I wasn't even like, when I was preparing myself to go, I was not thinking about having a fling with someone or like doing anything with anyone of the opposite sex. I was not thinking about that at all. I was really focused on my career and networking and all those kinds of things. And so yeah, he was a filmmaker, by the way. It's just so funny how, you know, I feel like people are put in your path for certain reasons, and like if you see someone like that, I feel like everything happens for a reason. And so clearly I was supposed to meet him and talk to him and get to know him. And I have not seen him yet since, but we have remained friends on like Facebook and stuff, and we talk every now and again about stuff. But yeah, I just was so funny that like I got kissed at a bar, and then I saw him like 2 days later, and we ended up like enjoying Cannes together, you know, on and off. So yeah, fun story time there. I think that you should definitely, if you're gonna go overseas, you should always be single, because you just never know who you're gonna meet. And you know, these are stories that you tell like your grandkids about, you know, or your kids. But yeah, so anyway guys, I wonder if you guys have had stories like this as well when you've gone overseas, or just like even if you're in America and you've gone to another state and you've met someone. Although I feel like you'd probably be pursue the relationship then because it's closer to home. But yeah, let me know. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I will chat with you guys later. Wow, that chat was like serious, but I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.